𝗲𝗵 is a unique series where we are discussing microbiology in a proper systemic manner. This is the class 7th and the topic of discussion is influenza virus. Now, the viruses which are of vital importance respiratory system are influenza, parainfluenza, mumps, RSV. All these are part of paramyxoviridae, whereas influenza is a part of 𝗲𝗵𝗵𝗺. Together they are coming in a family called as myxoviridae. So, my dear friends, as you must be aware that parainfluenza, mumps and RSV we have discussed. This is the time to discuss the influenza in great detail. One very important thing, that you can't complete your respiratory system without discussing the parainfluenza, the mumps and the RSV. So, the link, revise them, I will put it in the description box there, and then you can revise the parainfluenza, mumps and RSV. Starting our today's topic, influenza virus belonging to 𝗲𝗵𝗵𝗺. You must be aware from the basic knowledge of your general virology that influenza virus is a 𝗲𝗵𝗵𝗺 belonging to 𝗲𝗵𝗵𝗺, is a single stranded negative sense RNA. It is a segmented, it is having 8 segments, okay. Influenza virus is having 8 segments. So, how to remember? See, 𝗲𝗵𝗵 has O and O coming one above the other. 8 is the 8 segments. So, this is important, remember 8 segments which are there. An enveloped virus with a helical symmetry. Now, influenza has got 3 serotypes. Influenza has got how many serotypes? Influenza has got 3 serotypes, A, B and C. A is for causing the pandemic, B is for causing the epidemic, C is causing the sporadic or seasonal. Okay. It's simple to understand. Remember, A coming very first is the pandemic, coming in every part. B is going to come to a very small, the small part, the epidemic. And C and S are phonetically very similar. So, you can remember that serotype C is equal to sporadic. Serotype C is equal to sporadic. What are the virulent factors? Remember, H, N. You must have read this, you must have listened to this. H1N1, H5N1, okay. The remember, this can be remembered as swan flu, okay, swan flu. So, swan flu is what? ONE is coming now. So, H1N1 is swine flu. So, see, H1N1 is swine flu, H5N1 is avian flu, okay. So, H and N were what? H for Hemagglutinin, N for Neuraminidase, okay. So, Hemagglutinin, yeah, NIN is coming. So, NINETEEN, so 19 serotypes are there, or you can say, yeah, 19, total 19 Hemagglutinin is there, and on the basis of Neuraminidase there are 12 types, okay. But they have got one very beautiful enzyme which is called as receptor destroying enzyme, that is responsible for destroying the receptors on RBC. So, once the RBC receptors are gone, virus gets free, okay, virus gets eluted, virus gets free. Coming on to the very important thing for which this whole influenza is very famous, the antigenic drift in antigenic shift. So, you can easily understand the antigenic shift is severe, it is abrupt, it is non-periodical and responsible for causing pandemics. This is the antigenic shift, okay, right. So, antigenic shift. So, anything, see, firstly I will teach you the logic and then I will give you the mnemonic to remember. So, anything, my dear friend, which is happening all of a sudden, right, anything which is happening all of a sudden is obviously going to be severe. Just like you remember, the COVID happened all of a sudden, emerged all of a sudden, so it was severe, right. But now can you see, it is not coming periodically, right. So, it is non-periodical, but at one point of time it was sufficient enough to cause the pandemic, right. So, the mnemonic is a Hindi based mnemonic, that means 𝗲𝗵, okay. So, this is the mnemonic. So, S for shift, S for shift, A for abrupt, N for non-periodical, S for severe also, and P for causing the pandemics, right. And of course, the drift is going to be opposite. By the way, the people who are not aware of what this 𝗲𝗵 means, 𝗲𝗵 means snake, okay, which I am sure there are a lot of in medical colleges. Anyways, coming on to antigenic drift. So, some might be sitting in front of you also, not me. Okay, so antigenic drift is the next one. So, antigenic drift means it is mild one, slow one, periodic one, predictable one. So, what it tried to say is that the influenza virus, so if I just make an influenza virus shows antigenic drifts and antigenic shifts. So, influenza virus shows antigenic drifts and antigenic shifts, okay. So, if it is showing the antigenic drifts, it is okay. So, even in the word gradual you see D coming, so D and D going together. So, antigenic drifts are okay, gradual, these are fine, these are predictable, these are periodical, these are slow, okay, but shift is something harmful. So, if influenza is going to have antigenic shift, it is very harmful, okay, right. These are the phenomena the microbiologists keep on studying. If any drift is happening, it should be caught up earlier, and the vaccine against that shift should be started preparing very early, otherwise they are capable of doing the pandemics. But make sure while you are studying those harmful species, laboratory leaks are not expected, which we had in the past. Anyways, so it's important to study the H specifically. Why? Because HA titer, that is hemagglutinin titer, is going to increase the infectivity, and sometime it happens that even if the HA titer is more, the infectivity is less. This is called as von Magnus phenomena. You are just supposed to remember this much only. I want you to become good doctor, not a good microbiologist. So, leave some things on microbiologist. Just remember that increase in the HA titer is going to increase in the infectivity, but sometimes increase in the HA titer also decreases the infectivity. That is called as von Magnus phenomena. Yes, diagnosis is by RT-PCR, and the drug which every medico should know, that is the Oseltamivir and 𝗲𝗵𝗵𝗺, which is given for the treatment of influenza virus. And prevention, yes, it can be prevented by using the influenza virus vaccine, and the influenza vaccine is killed vaccine. Influenza vaccine is the killed vaccine, okay. So, this is the end of the class number 7, where we have discussed in detail the influenza virus. Thank you so much you all for joining.